Hey everybody! Velocity is out with her girlfriends on a girls' night out. They said they'll be coming by here later tonight to all look through the scope and have a star party. Star parties are great fun. Get your friends together for a night of stargazing. You can also put it on an impromptu sidewalk star party. Put your scope out on the sidewalk or somewhere in your neighborhood, and people from all around the block will come by for a look. Show them cool planets like Saturn and Jupiter, and some of the really cool-looking nebula and galaxies. It is great fun for everyone, and you can help educate the public about astronomy and space. Get them interested in our great hobby. Well, while we wait for Velocity and her friends, I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk a little bit about one of the most important things any astronomer needs. Whether you are an amateur or professional, the thing you need most is a dark sky. The darker the sky, the more brilliant the view. Dark, clear skies will provide you with more things to see, and the objects will appear with much more clarity in your scope. Plus, looking up with the naked eye in an area with clear, dark skies is an incredible experience. Let's Explore Astronomy is sponsored in part by When we think of pollution, we usually first think of air pollution, smog from factories and cars. Or we might think of water pollution or garbage on the streets. But there is another form of pollution, light pollution. When the sun goes down, the lights come on. More and more lights all the time. As cities and towns grow, more buildings mean more lights. Certainly we need lights to see and for safety, but the sky is filled with wasted light. It is this light that interferes with not only astronomers, but also the animals and nature. Up until about 100 years ago, there were no lights at night, except for the small gas lamps and candles. When people looked up into the night sky, this is what they saw: billions and billions of bright stars. All those stars are still there, but because of all the electric lights, we can't see them in our cities anymore. Today, you have to get far away from any city to get views like this. This incredible photo was taken from orbit. Looking down at Earth, you can see the extent of all that light being shot up from the ground. Even large professional observatories are affected by light pollution. Observatories were placed high up in the mountains and far from cities so as to limit interference from not only the atmosphere, but from man-made light pollution. But today, as cities grow, the lights get worse, and even these huge observatories are having trouble seeing deep into space. So what can be done? We can't turn off all the lights. That would be unsafe for everybody. But we can limit the amount of wasted light and use light efficiently. As an example, this is Apache Point Observatory in New Mexico. It is located high up in the Sacramento Mountains, 4,000 feet above the city of Alamogordo, located at the base of the mountain. But the city of Alamogordo does not cast much light up into the sky that can affect the telescopes here. How do they do it? By directing the light down. Most light fixtures now allow light to go out in all directions. So they not only light what needs to be lit, but they also let light shoot up into the sky. Even light being shot off to the side of a light fixture will be reflected around and eventually cast a glow upwards. But if you use a light fixture that shields the light, not allowing it to be beamed into the sky, you light up what you need to light and reduce the wasted light that will cause the pollution. So that is what's done here. In Alamogordo, there are light restrictions on how you can aim your lights. People on the ground will still get the light they need for safety and seeing where they are going, and the observatory high above in the mountains will still be given the darkness they need. But this is a special case. Most places do not control the light like Alamogordo does. So in most cities and towns around the world, a cloud of light sits above the city at night, casting its glow all the way into space. You may be thinking, so what? I'll just head out into the country or to the desert to see the stars. But light pollution not only affects astronomers, it affects the animals. It affects birds and nocturnal animals. It even disorients sea turtles. It can even affect human biological functions. Then there is the economic and environmental impact. The International Dark Sky Organization reports that wasted light costs $2.2 billion each year just in the United States. That is 12.9 million barrels of oil, or 3.6 million tons of coal wasted every year, and that is only in the United States. Add in the rest of the world, and the waste is staggering. So what can you do? Make sure that your lights around the house are aimed only where the light is needed, and not shooting off into space. Turn off lights that you do not need on. In areas that you want light for security reasons, consider putting the lights on motion sensors. That way the light will be off unless someone like a prowler comes by. In fact, if a prowler does come by, the light suddenly coming on will scare them away. And tell your friends and neighbors and local government officials. Read more about light pollution on the internet. Get your local astronomy club involved. If everyone just does a little part, it will add up fast and make a huge difference. Not only will you be helping reduce light pollution and helping the environment, but you will save money on your electric bill. Then you can take that money you saved and buy more gadgets for your telescope. When you take your scope out for stargazing, follow these tips. Find the darkest place you can, preferably away from city lights. If you are stargazing in your yard, set up away from the street so that cars will not shine their lights on you. Usually the backyards work best for most people. Turn off all lights. This is really important. Lights shining around the area will not only affect the view in the scope, but also your eyes. As your eyes get used to the darkness, you will be able to see more clearly in the scope. If a light goes on, it not only will be blinding for a second or two, but your eyes will have to become readjusted to the dark again to continue stargazing. Go to an astronomy store or online and buy a red light flashlight. The red light will not interfere with your eyes, and you can still see to read your star charts and adjust your scope. A red light flashlight is standard equipment for astronomers. Remember, the darker the area, the better the stargazing. Oh, I can hear Velocity and her friends coming. By the sound of it, they're about a block away now. Oh, did I mention noise pollution? By all means, though, if you live in a light-polluted area, make it a point to get to a dark sky area sometime. Even if you do not haul your scope, take a pair of binoculars, or even just your eyes. The view of a clear, dark sky at night and the band of the Milky Way brightly running across it will be a life-changing event. Until next time, happy stargazing.
Oh, hey, Herc.
Hey, the stars are here. Let's have that star party.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Check out our other episodes and let's explore astronomy series at www.tedcookproductions.com/LEA.
You will find all kinds of cool astronomy topics there. Hey, give a shout out to our sponsors, without whom we would not be here. Visit their websites and partake of their services and products. A big thank you to the Yukon Department of Tourism and Culture and Westmark Hotels, Westmark Whitehorse.